What's going on, guys? Today we are going to be installing a one-piece drive shaft on my 240. I've needed this for so long and it just showed up today and I'm really excited. So I think we should just open it up. There it is. Here it is. This is my drive shaft. It's a steel one. It's from Z1 Motorsport. I'll leave a link down below. You guys can pick it up for yourself. I guess these like U-joints are rebuildable. I don't really know anything about drive shafts, but I definitely needed a one piece. So you can see we have the stock two-piece one in, and two-piece drive shafts are pretty bad. They have this like bearing in the middle and that is a weak point and it's really not necessary. Some people say that you get improved throttle response with a one piece. I'm not 100% sure on that. It sounds like it could be right, but I'm not 100% sure. I guess the idea is there's a lot of slop in this stock two-piece drive shaft, but I'm not sure. The big reason to upgrade is this drive shaft is just weak. Also, it looks pretty cool seeing just straight pipe down here. I haven't wrapped it yet. I've just been too lazy and not really wanting to do that. So all we have to do is take these 4 bolts out on the diff, and we got to take the 2 off there for the center bearing, and then we just slide the drive shaft out of the trans. So we have our crappy two-piece and our nice new one-piece. So like I was saying, this center bearing is crap. Mine is actually ripping right there. I don't want to have to deal with that anymore. There's also rubber right here. I'm assuming flexes, and that could also be a weak point. Now we just have a nice, simple one piece. Also, you save quite a bit of weight going to the one piece. This actually isn't all that heavy. The two piece, on the other hand, has quite a bit of weight to it. It's just so good. It's so good. I'm really curious to see if my 240 two-piece drive shaft is the same length as the one on the R32. No idea. Probably. There's a couple reasons why I didn't get an aluminum drive shaft. For one, the steels are a lot cheaper. They're also heavier, which is good and bad depending on what you're using it for. So another reason that I decided to get a steel one was because I feel like it's going to be stronger against like an impact. Like if I hit a rock or something, this drive shaft is going to hold up better than an aluminum one, because aluminum is pretty soft metal. So that was the whole thought process. Z1 Motorsports had a good price, and I just felt like, you know what, it's time. I should have got this a long time ago. Better late than never. Our drive shaft actually held up surprisingly. So stock drive shaft is good on 330 wheel horsepower. I actually can confirm that because we drove the shit out of this thing with full boost 330 wheel horsepower, and it held up surprisingly. But if you're gonna start making some power, you want a one piece. They're just better in every way. So something that's pretty cool is on the stock drive shaft, they can't really move because the actual head of the bolt is hitting against this like flange. Well, on this one, they copied it. So it's the same thing. Different style drive shafts are pretty new to me, so I don't know if that's like a standard thing on every drive shaft, but I thought that was pretty cool. I'm gonna throw a little grease on this end so it slides into the trans easier, and then we will just throw the drive shaft in. The drive shaft is now in. Super easy install. So right there and there are the holes where the carrier bearing bolted. I think I'm gonna end up using those and putting a drive shaft loop there. It's just a piece of like tow strap or something that bolts to the chassis that if the drive shaft were to break or get disconnected from the diff or the trans, drive shaft won't drop and just stab into the ground and lift the car up. So I think that for what I'm doing, that is pretty necessary, and in most forms of motorsports it's pretty necessary. Pro-Am drifting, you need a drive shaft loop, but my 240 doesn't compete in anything. However, I would like to not like pogo stick or whatever people call it. Man, 240 is coming along. We've got our new turbo setup, which if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. We got all new bushings all around. We got new ball joints and everything. At this point, all this car needs is a tune and an alignment. So we've been working out a couple bugs. I've talked to my tuner. It's mainly issues with the wideband. For some reason, it's reading weird. It's not always reading all the time. Sometimes it's stuck at 14.5. Sensor's brand new. I redid all the wiring to the ECU. We redid the whole hot side, and at first I thought it was because the manifold wasn't sealing, but that didn't fix it. So not sure what the problem is now. But when I rev the motor, it feels pretty good. It doesn't like stutter. It's not struggling. So I'm not sure what's going on there. We're gonna figure it out though. So that was a super easy install. It's literally 6 bolts, and you take the old drive shaft out, and then the new one goes in with 4 bolts, and it is all good to go. Like I said, we will be putting a driveshaft loop in the future just to prevent any potential, I think it's called pogo sticking, when it just drops and the whole car goes zoop. I don't want my whole car to go zoop. I don't want that. So by the time you guys are watching this video, I should be in Mexico sliding again with my buddy Devin and his S13. Hopefully this time it lasts longer. We're also going to be sliding the R32. We're going to tow it out there just in case something happens, because it was kind of dumb for me to drive all the way to Mexico and then drift the car around, potentially break something, and then try to drive home. I mean, the car did amazing, don't get me wrong, but I'd like to prevent any potential accidents. So we're going to tow it this time. But that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and then hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.